I'm Robert Burrill, and I filmed this movie back in 1993. Looking back, I did not realize how special it was to spend a great deal of my childhood out there on the Alcatraz Island. Back then, it was a famous, working federal penitentiary with a history of some of our country's most frightening and dangerous prisoners that teased the imagination of thousands of people, tourists and the like, that stared out from nearby San Francisco.
If you think you might get hungry or thirsty, we do have 2 snack bars on board the boat. And they've got a fairly wide assortment of hot and cold beverages, various snack items, and of course the ever-popular Alcatraz hot dogs.
No one was allowed near the island. Only the guards, and perhaps the seagulls, knew what really was happening. This rock became my earliest memories, as in 1947, my father, Dr. Leland Burrill, was reassigned by the United States Health Service to the San Francisco Presidio Marine Hospital, and one of his duties was to monitor the health of the prisoners on Alcatraz Island. My twin brother and I grew up there in a small little house above those trees. There on the parade grounds, the houses on the right. Our little family was adopted by prison guard Marshal Rose with his loving family, his wife Vi, and the remarkable Joyce Rose, who fortunately for us had fallen in love with Bobby and Dickie. The federal prison was closed in 1963, and the island was declared surplus federal property in 1964. Indian occupation of Alcatraz occurred in 1969, lasting for 19 months into 1971. Unfortunately, many historic structures were set on fire. The Park Service decided to preserve the Alcatraz history just as they found it. Today, it celebrates the title of being the most visited park in all of California.
Now to get from here to prison, it's easier than robbing a bank, but it is a difficult walk. You have a 1/4 of a mile climb up this roadway on your right. There are 4 switchbacks. It hits a 12% grade. If you have a heart rate or walking problem, or if you ate too much yesterday, take your time going up that hill. You're in no big hurry. Rest as you need to.
That way into there, okay?
Can you tell us about Alcatraz, Joyce?
Well, we were pointing to the fact that the eagle that my dad did, he painted it. He didn't make it, but he painted it. And the eagle is facing in the wrong direction. Nobody had noticed it until, I don't know when, and suddenly they
What would
noticed.
make it the wrong direction?
Because the eagle is always supposed to face the other way, I guess.
Huh.
I don't know why. Anyway, Travi, what did you think about the prison? Did you like it?
No, I just
Did you like the dungeon? Tell Bobby you got locked in the dungeon. You got locked in the dungeon. Daddy pulled the. Daddy pulled the bar.
fall down and you know what happened? We opened it again.
And who panicked because they didn't want that door closed? Grandma panicked, didn't she? Yeah. Okay.
Well, the island's changed over the years, hasn't it, Joyce?
Yes, it's getting better again because they're getting more of the flowers and things. But from the time that you were little and played everywhere over here, it's deteriorated. And they have to be pretty darn careful because people will fall.
Today, I find it sad to find the houses are gone, as years ago, the parade grounds was truly our playground. And looking to the west is perhaps the greatest view of San Francisco, less than 2 miles away. And in the right conditions, probably in the fog, the prisoners could actually hear the joyful voices of the free people in San Francisco.
And then we would come along here, and we'd see the island, and we'd get so excited, you see, and then we would come along here, we'd get off the boat, and we had a truck, and the truck would come up and take us all the way to the playground where we used to play. And then we also used to go down, and the warden used to get real mad at it. We'd go down to the water, and we'd climb all along the rocks. And one time Grandma climbed too far, and the tide came in, and I couldn't get off. Then what else do you think we would get in trouble with? We used to run and play, and you know what we had? We had roller skates. You know how to roller skate? Yes. But we used to roller skate all the way up at the top of the hill, and then all the way down to the hill. And we just would have down here, we make a wide circle.
Let me show you what that looks like just for a second. Here's looking way up here. And you say you roller skate all the way down to here. And then
Over to here. And
roller skates.
Old roller skates, we used to drag a foot. And then that's the way you'd slow down a little. But we'd slow down here, make the turn, and go down this next hill.
Oh no. Where is this going?
This is going all the way down this hill.
Joyce, no one's going to believe you that you went down this on roller
And then
skates.
we used to do two things. We had a rampway, and we had a rampway, and we would just shoot off straight ahead onto the playground. Or, when we got really good, we could make the second turn down the next hill to the old recreation hall. Then we had the old-fashioned roller skate. The best part about the roller skates, though, were when you had the roller skate key, and whichever boy and girl were going together, we would switch roller skate keys, and that was the same as being engaged. Came over to the island when I was, about 11, And I used
That's
to
how
get...
old I was when I was here last. I was 11 years old
When
too.
you-
That
the
you
last
mentioned
time
that.
you were
Yep. I saw the warden. What was warden?
The Warden Johnson. Or Warden Madigan.
Madigan. Yeah, we came over on the Johnson boat though,
Yeah.
which was interesting.
Yeah,
I
well,
remember that.
I used to get
Okay.
real excited when we came over and had the boat ride, but when you and your little twin Dick, you were the ones that would get excited. What did you used to say? Want to go to Alcatraz, want to go to Alcatraz. We used to have to explain to people that he wasn't really going to jail, that he really did have a Vi and Marshal that he used to come and visit. And they loved it, didn't you?
It did. I remember it being a fantasy land though, and when I look at it now, it's a little disappointing. Quite frankly, it's very disappointing to see what's happened to it since the time of the what would you couldn't call it restoration, since the changes gone by.
Well, it used to be kept so clean and no problems as far. Remember, it was always clean. You weren't allowed to throw anything, and the inmates did a lot of the work. And unfortunately, they let it deteriorate in that 18-month period. But we have to admit that since we've been coming back, it is better than it was, right?
Oh yeah, the Park Service has done a wonderful restoration for it to save. It amazes me how much interest there is for people who haven't lived here. But when you've lived here, of course, you kind of expect it to be the way it is, and when it was, no surprises.
It's the day after Thanksgiving. You might tell how you used to spend your holidays and Christmas and
Where's
Thanksgiving
Trav?
and so
Hey,
forth.
Trav, you want to know
Trav,
what
you
we
want-
used to do at Thanksgiving on the island?
Trav, come on over here for a second. She's
We'll
going to
tell you what we used to do on the island at Thanksgiving.
I'll tell you what they used to do on the
next,
island.
Okay.
Okay? What we used to do is we'd go to Mr. and Mrs. Fox and we'd have Thanksgiving dinner, and then all the kids, including little people like you, used to be able to go up into the prison, and we'd go in and they close all the doors, but we got to go up to the top and see a movie. We always had a movie. And it was so exciting that we used to love to do that. Would you like to have been locked in to see a movie? Each one of us had one of these little notches. And we used to leave secret messages in there for each other. Now you gotta remember, we were 12, 13. We had a big tree that was there. We used to use that for home base for playing hide and seek. And also
See you later.